Hello and welcome back to my second channel, Shwabados. This is where you can find my second channel content. Obviously. Why would I say that? This video's off to a good start. Anyway, today, you already know what we're doing. You've seen the thumbnail, you've read the title. This is like, what, the 8th video in the series? So at this point, you probably know how it runs, right? You guys have sent me some tracks. I haven't listened to any of them, so it's going to be blind reactions and genuine, honest feedback on them. Okay, so hopefully, I'll hear some dope shit, and if not, then I'll be able to give you guys some tips on how to actually improve it. So let's jump straight into the first one by a dude called Blue Sky. I'm so torn on this one because, like, okay, what it sounds like is you've got a bunch of instrumental loops and samples that you're piecing together and layering, which individually they sound quite nice. The piano is really pretty that you're using. Some of the bass line was cool that you brought in. They like a distorted bass line. The drums are interesting. But I feel like this is almost entirely unmixed, or if it is mixed, it's mixed really poorly, because everything has just like no space on the track of its own. They're all just wedged all together. It sounds as if they're all just wedged into one place. You know what I mean? Like you haven't EQ'd it enough to give everything its own breathing space and clear position in the track when I'm listening to it. So it's all just smushed into one big audio grey blob. Another issue is that it all seems to be coming in at really random times. Like, it's not, you know, 4 bars of this guitar track and then it loops but with the drums over the top, and then it loops but with something else over the top. It's like 4 bars of guitar track, it loops, and then halfway through the second loop, the drums come in, and then, like, after 2.5 loops of the drums, like the bass line, it all seems really random at when things are coming in. It's just really throwing me off. It sounds really wonky. Oh, he's got a change up, he's got a switch up. Alright, I can't listen to any more of that. It's so busy, it's so dense, and there's like so little going on for it that, like, for how much you've thrown at me, I'm getting nothing out of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, just fucking like pull it back a little bit, dude. Maybe think about not using as many loops and actually coming up with some of your own stuff. This sounds like it was made in GarageBand with a bunch of the pre-made loops. And if that's the case, then cool, but it's like, yeah, that's about as good as you're ever going to get if you keep doing that. Let's move on to the next one. Darkness tonight, can you take us closer? Our future is bright, for we shall conquer. Can you feel it in your bones? Pull out your sword if you come alone. 5. Alright, immediate notes. It's too quiet, it's a little off beat, it's a little sloppy, and some of the notes aren't on key. So that could do a little bit of cleanup, I feel like that was not your best take. You know what I mean? For your freedom, fight for your home, fight this is better. For your loved ones, fight for your hope. This is better. Build up your strength, stand tall until death will stand as one. Alright. Okay, the singing was fine on the second half. I think the first part, it was like a little too quiet and mixed weird, so it didn't sound right. The second part, your singing's fine. But where's the layers? You know what I mean? Right now, you've got this single vocal track running through the middle of the track. Where's the depth? Where are you getting your volume and your power from? Nowhere currently. Add some layers, do some extra vocaling, whether it's harmonization or just literally doubling, whatever it is, just put more of it there and build up those vocals within that track a little bit, because currently it's really flat. Don't wanna mess with me, your man meant into your limbs, you'll be ripped from them. Take a look off from the root stem, you'll be left without a pasta piston, sliced the neck and chopping legs. Fear us, that's what you do best. Our glory lies within the pearly gates to Valhalla, onward in a breakers, watch from towers. We're not alone, never on my own. Conquer with all your might. This is better. Okay, it looks like there's about to go a B section with a female singer here, which is cool. Okay, that singing was a lot better than the opening because you had that layering. You had the female vocalist there to give it a little tinge of something different on the outside of that mix, and it sounded like you had your own vocals doubled up as well, which is cool. Okay, that sounded a lot better. That being said, the mixing is poor. Doesn't really sound like there's much mixing going on at all. It kind of sounds like almost raw vocal tracks playing to me right now. In terms of rapping, it doesn't sound like you've found a rap voice. It kind of sounds like you're shouting into a microphone. You need to work on that delivery and make it cleaner and more confident, I guess, because currently you just kind of sound loud. But you need to be able to rap, not shout.
Fight for your loved ones, fight for your home. Build up your strength, stand tall until death will stand as one. For Valhalla.
There's a lot that you're trying here that's like cool, but isn't quite there. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much that I'm hearing and I'm like, oh, okay, I can see what you're trying to do here. And I feel like someone with more experience would have done a lot better job at the same stuff. So in this case, all I can really offer in terms of advice is keep doing what you're doing, but try and elevate it every time. You know what I mean? At this point, I feel like the biggest thing holding you back is experience. Because I don't think your writing's awful. It's not great. There was almost no actual bars in your verse, your rap verse, and the singing verses, the singing sections, I can't really comment on the structure. The singing sections are what I expect of singing sections in a rap song. They lack lyricism. They just kind of hit key points and sound nice. So for that, they fulfill the purpose. I just think you need to practice rapping to improve that delivery, improve your lyricism a little bit, improve your production. Everything just like is fine foundationally. It just needs to be taken up a couple of notches. You know what I mean? And the only way you're going to be able to do that is by making more music. So that's all I can really say for this.
Fire starter, got my shit in order. If niggas acting crazy, then we gon' just depart them. Shit, fire starter. It's looking like a slaughter. Money to the ceiling, man, we looking like the Carter. I gotta keep it close with my energy, cause niggas really wanna kill your energy.
You just rhyme energy with energy? Did you just rhyme energy with energy?
Man, we looking like the Carter.
Did you do that to me?
I gotta keep it close with my energy, cause niggas really wanna kill your energy.
I don't think that's a homophone or a flip. I think you just said energy twice. All right, let's keep going.
They really ain't no friend to me, so I keep it close with my energy.
You just said energy 3 times.
I gotta keep my energy close, cause if I left it up to them, haters doing the most. And now I'm watching them try in the blink of an eye. It's like the non-stop challenge, switching up on your guy. They think they slick, they ain't low-key, I'm peeping them high. It's more papers, yeah, my energy up. Chickens knowing what's up. And when I mix the energy with the Hennessy and they legacy, pray for my enemies.
What are you saying? What are you even talking about? So much of this feels like filler. I feel like you're not saying anything, dude. You're talking about mixing your energy with Hennessy? And when you have your energy, chicks know what's up? What are you talking about? You haven't said anything this entire time. You've just said energy 8 times.
I gotta keep it close with my energy.
And we're already back to the hook.
Really wanna kill your energy.
We're already back to the hook. That's crazy.
They really ain't no friend to me, so I keep it close with my energy. Whoa, you already know. I gotta keep.
Sorry, that whoa was really funny. Whoa.
Whoa, you already know. I gotta keep my energy up. It's never low.
Okay.
And you know how it go, how the wrist froze, let it go.
Alright, that's nothing. That was nothing. You literally said nothing. Okay, the first verse was like, oh, this is weird. I feel like he's just doing like a lot of weird fill-up. You said nothing in the second verse. You've said, whoa, let's go, not slow, not low. Oh, it's like, what are you talking about? This is just nonsense. And this is what's annoying me about this is that I don't hate the sound you've got. Your actual delivery on some of this is fine. Your production is cool. Whatever. The lyrics are non-existent. It sounds as if you freestyled over this beat like 2 or 3 times, couldn't think of anything to say all 3 times, and went, yeah, fuck, I'll just go with that, and just kept it. It genuinely sounds like you freestyled over a beat and was just like, yeah, good enough.
Oh, my energy is really on 100. So what you wanted, you niggas fronted. You getting sunted, you getting hunted by a beast. My energy unique. What the fuck? What the fleek?
Huh? Okay, you almost had me there. You almost had me until you said, what the fleek, okay? That second half of that second verse was like, okay, he's still not saying anything. It means fuck all, but there's like something here, you know what I mean? He actually had a rhyme scheme, and it was like, yeah, I like this, I can actually dig this. And you said, what the fuck, what the fleek? And I was like, woo. Yeah, astrally projected me out of the fucking song again. I'm just losing my mind. I'll give you this. I enjoyed the beat a lot, but I assume it's not your beat. Because I heard, I think I heard a producer tag at the beginning, so I assume it's not your beat and it's just one they've downloaded. Which is fine. The rap, I think, was inoffensive. It was just kind of boring and not worth listening to because you didn't say anything and you didn't do anything that was stylistically different to anything I've heard before. You know what I mean? Like, you had an interesting style and interesting flow and delivery that you kept up through the entire thing. So by the time it reached like the end of the second hook, I was like, okay, cool, I'm bored. And you only switched it up once, and it was right at the end of the second verse. You switched up a little bit and you went with an actual interesting rhyme scheme. But again, the lyrical content was missing. So that would be your number 1 point from me. Start writing some actual lyrics. Please, you didn't say anything in that entire track. Okay, let's move on. Oh. I'm sad that other synth dropped out. Both of them playing at the same time would have been a lot better right now. Oh, they're coming back. Okay. Cool with the drop out, the change up. I like it. This could be like change from a hook into a verse. I'm missing the bass though, Okay. What is that? Okay, I don't hate this at all. This is quite cool. There is that synth there, boom, boom, boom. The little melody it plays, especially at the end of that loop, is, I fucking swear it's identical to the Gravity Falls intro. Like, am I losing my mind? Right here? No, not that. Wait, it's the next loop. Here we go. Maybe it's just reminiscent and I'm tripping. Okay, you're playing with a lot of automation, which is cool, but I feel like the automation you're using is almost exclusively just on the volume slider, which is like not that interesting. Play around with automation on the equalizer. Play around with low pass or high pass filters to bring things in and out, because that's always a lot more interesting. When you hear it going through the frequencies rather than just going up and down in volume. But otherwise, I'm liking this a lot. Yeah, this is pretty solid, pretty strong. I'm going to stop it there because I think I've heard enough to make a judgment, you know what I mean? Good stuff. Almost the kind of stuff that I would use, okay? It's a little too minimalistic at times. I would want kind of at least a couple of sections, a little breakup where it comes more instrumentally, kind of with more layers and build something up a little bit before dropping back out for the verse. That's how I like to structure things, but that's just a stylistic choice rather than a criticism of what you've actually done here. So good job, keep it up. Yeah, I might listen to some more of your stuff in the future. however your name is said. Vicentenced. I don't know how to say your name. Okay, let's go. Next. Oh. Didn't like that switch up at all. What happened? Did we switch keys? What was that? Interesting. Okay. I feel like there's a lot of stuff there you did right, and a handful of stuff you did wrong. You did some interesting stuff that is quite reminiscent of experimental EDM and electronic stuff I've heard, which is cool, but you didn't do enough of that kind of stuff where I felt like it was intentional. You know, a lot of the beats and the rhythms you went for weren't straight four on the floor or like typical hip-hop or even electronic kind of rhythms that I've heard before. You kind of went for a different groove with the snares coming in places that might not have been expected, which was fun to hear. It wasn't like that the drums were actually noticeable and they didn't blend into the background and become part of a kind of a monotonous beat. They kind of were their own rhythmic element and stood out like that, which is always fun. The first half was really upbeat, cool, poppy. I was jamming along with it. The switch up though was really weird. It sounded like it almost switched key, and key changes are fine in songs, but it almost didn't feel intentional. So yeah, I would be tempted to assume, and I think I will assume, that you did not program any of the synths in this song, based on the fact that it was made on a DAW called Music Maker Jam. Makes me assume it's predominantly using loops and sound files that you're finding on that website, which again is fine, but you're not really going to be able to go very far if you continue to just do that. The mixing was fine for the most part. You used a lot of interesting sounds if in your sound selection, and it was okay. But there was so much that signaled that you clearly don't have that much experience in production, that kind of this isn't nearly as good as something that I would want to use for a track, or the kind of thing I would listen to casually. Okay, well that's it for this video. Thank you so much for submitting your tracks. Again, a mixed bag. You guys have a lot of different strengths and a lot of different weaknesses, so it's fun being able to kind of listen to what you guys as individuals are good and maybe are weak at, and then give you that specific advice. You know, sometimes it's about layering. You guys need to add more layers to your tracks and beef them up a bit. Sometimes about the lyrical content. Sometimes it's just you haven't got the foundational knowledge there to even start. But whatever it is, I hope that this video has helped you and can continue to help you in the future in this series. But that's all I'm going to say for now. So thank you so much for tuning in. Check out the links below to listen to some of the music we listened to today if you liked any of it, and I will catch you next time. Peace.